This is Gerry, and I want to discuss FOCA, which is the Freedom of Choice Act. I wasn't ready at all to get back into this kind of discussion about serious issues like abortion. But yesterday morning I woke up and the Catholic bishops were featured in a big article on the internet as being very disturbed over the Freedom of Choice Act in case Obama, who had promised that he would sign it into law if he were elected in 2007, according to the article. And if he does sign it, and if there are enough of a majority of Democrats vote for it, without possibility of filibuster, this Freedom of Choice Act...
Why am I here? Am I just filling up the other side of your...
Well, you're here to say some of the things you think that the viewers probably think too.
Don't you mean the viewer?
Well, one or two viewers think. So you say what they think, and then they presumably don't have to say it.
Well, I think when you came down this morning and the first thing out of your mouth was, I want to talk about FOCA.
I said FOCA!
I thought you... Well, I said FOCA you too, right? I didn't know what you were talking about.
Well, now you know.
Right away we got off on the wrong foot, you see.
Yeah, right.
Don't surprise me with words like that.
Well, a little levity doesn't hurt anything. In fact, that's what's the matter is with abortion itself. Is nobody can talk about it, ha ha ha, you joke or anything else, because
am I here for the comic relief?
It's a deadly solution to the problem, and that's always been one of my
watermelon now.
One of my objections to it is it's an extremist objection. It's bloodshed and violence, and it seems that extremists can't, that there are extremists in the abortion field as well as with war. Our president is probably one of the most unpopular presidents at the moment that we've ever had, and I think mainly because of his war policies. 2 wars, very expensive wars.
I wasn't too keen on Pope, Pope, I wasn't really too keen on Pope.
Well,
another guy
I can't remember.
There's another guy
I
didn't like too much either.
Well, anyway, the extremists, like if you go to extreme on war, people aren't going to like you, because war is very costly in the way of what it does to people as well as how much it costs.
So there we go.
And abortion is the same thing.
You show me a cheap war, right?
The Freedom of Choice Act is an extremist policy on abortion as there could possibly be, because it wipes out partial birth ban. It requires hospitals to do abortions, like Catholic hospitals, and the Catholic hospitals say they will close their hospitals before they will do abortions.
See, one of the problems...
And I'm sure the extremists say, fine, go ahead and close them. We don't care.
See,
well, that means that they don't care what a lot of people think. They're extremists. And eventually, what they don't realize is that extremists... Oh, what? Me? I'm an extremist?
No, I'd like to speak.
Oh, go ahead.
See, if we would stop all these abortions, we would have more fodder for our armed services. Now, if you look up and look at military service, they're having a very difficult time. Now, see, I know statistics too. They can't get anybody that wants to really go into the armed service. Now, in the old days, when they had a surplus of young men,
with big
they just stuck them in, and just wham against each other. Oh, well, there's a few thousand shot for the afternoon,
Yeah, well, true, but because I do remember that. I remember there'd be excessive boys, you know, in huge families that they would naturally just go off to war if they couldn't get a job. And
Well,
so
war's
there's
a
something
job.
to that.
War's a job.
But what I'm
It's a very
saying is
short-term job.
the
Temporary
extremists
job.
do a very good job of getting everybody upset, which I don't think is going to serve Obama well. If
Well,
they
you certainly get me
if
upset.
as soon as Obama takes
You get me
office,
upset all
the
the time.
extremists come out and say, you have to sign this.
If
You promised
if
you
would
would
get fit.
sign the most extreme Freedom of Choice Act
Oh, come on,
to
get
date.
serious. He's a consummate politician. Politicians do what?
Promise.
Right.
But he's
And how
young.
many politicians follow through on their promises? No.
Well,
see.
he's young. He may feel that he has to
He's
follow
not
through.
young. He's more intelligent than most of the people that I know. So here's another thing. Here's another thing. Let's suppose you get a politician up there who's honest. And he says, hey, vote for me, guys, because I'm going to be the biggest piece of crap you've ever... Now, how many people do you think are going to vote for him?
Oh, well.
So he's honest.
He's not going to take a negative view of his own self, or he wouldn't even be there, I don't think.
First of all, that's a dichotomy of terms. He's a politician, that's...
Well, okay, I still felt that I have to address the Freedom of Choice Act, because already it's got Catholics, the Catholic bishops upset, and that's naturally going to translate into a lot of Catholics upset.
And you're not even Catholic. Why are you so
and here
upset?
we've got the economy, we've got deficit problem, we've got immense and humongous problems besides this.
You're kicking what is commonly
And,
known
so-
as either a dead horse or one that's really sleepy.
So I'm just saying that, you know, in the last 35 years, we've had these constant wars over, like partial birth. We
I
had
didn't know what was going on.
fought over
We're not
partial
missing.
birth ban. And a lot of people worked very hard to get the partial birth ban passed. Well, if a Freedom of Choice Act comes along and wipes that all out, that's like saying, you people don't matter. You know, it's just like fighting over restrictions on abortion, and it's extremist. It's going into the extremist camps, which I think always cause a lot of problem for an incoming president, or for any president, as a matter of fact. No matter how long he's been there, it causes tremendous problems. So I'm just hoping that Obama, you know, there was a lot of money put into his campaign, and I don't know what that translates to him. That he will deliver on some of the promises, and others, you know, we just don't quite know. He's still an unknown factor, but I'm very concerned.
Do you know
very concerned.
where the majority of his money came from?
What?
Small people who were given $25, $50. A lot
Not
of
that
it through
much
the
money.
internet.
Not that much money. I think there were some big contributors that
You
we're
can't
not even talking
see.
about.
I don't care what you think. I'm trying to tell you the facts. Now I know you don't want, your mind is made up. You don't want to be confused with facts. Okay.
Well, all statistics are, you know, if it doesn't sound sensible, if it doesn't sound reasonable, I think some people want to think that. They want to think that there were no special interests contributing excessive amounts of money to get their act, their laws, the laws they want passed.
I believe you were talking about.
No, I'm talking about the Freedom of Choice Act.
Oh,
This is what
Christ,
I
I
came
forgot.
down here to talk about.
Well, FOCA.
And FOCA, yes.
Yeah, FOCA.
FOCA on FOCA.
Well, let's focus.
Focus on FOCA.
Well, focus
yes.
on FOCA.
Yeah,
And focus
yeah,
on
and
FOCA.
you know, I'm not too eager to focus on FOCA today, but I, you know, the vacation is over, the period of relaxation is over. It looks like you know, this country is in for, lots of unpleasantness in the months to come.
Apparently,
we can recover.
apparently I'm going to be in lots of unpleasantness for the months to come too.